He sort of very quickly walks to find like a librarian.
You go over to the librarian, and she says, "Yes, may I help you?" She's very
Yes.
soft-spoken.
Hi. Do you have, by chance, records of who donated what and when? And specifically, we were seeing the names of the people who donated things.
Why, yes, we do. Um, did you want to look up something specific from one of
Yes.
the people who donated?
There was someone, a Clara and David Faust. They donate books or money or.
I can check in the records. Just hold on one moment.
Thank you.
She goes into the back, and after a few moments, she comes out and she's got like some sort of whatever the Dragon Age version of a filing system of some sort. And she just goes through some of the documents, and then she pulls out and says, Your parents actually donated a number of books, um, but they also provided some additional items for a fee that we were willing to negotiate with them as well. It seemed like they were in a bit of a hurry too, though.
Interesting items, like a loan system or like a safety deposit box.
Well, it says here that Mr. and Mrs. Faust were on some sort of expedition up in the northwest somewhere, and they gathered a number of artifacts during their expedition, and uh, essentially sold some of those to the library, along with these books. And she shows you some of the books, and a lot of the books are nothing in particular that are um, nothing in particular that seems to be of interest for what you guys are looking for. But one thing that when she shows you the list that looks that seems to catch your eye is a scroll case of Draconis.
Oh no. So Leon's going to very carefully look at the books, as they have shown precedent of having ordinary-looking books be something extraordinary. So, trying to see if anything sort of catches his eye, anything that seems a little out of the ordinary.
Is there a piranha? Is there a piranha?
No. No. That did not donate.
Is there like items or like
Yeah, so they have provided a few trinkets that are actually decorated on the walls of the library. There seems to be like the bust of a dragon head that they sold. They didn't donate. They sold those to the library because they apparently again had acquired it from an expedition, and so the library was willing. The Pentagos family was willing to pay a good price for them.
Yeah.
Because they needed the money for some reason. I don't know why they needed the money, but they needed the money for some reason. So
I would ask the librarian, excuse me, do you perchance have records of where that expedition was?
She says that we don't. It's doesn't really have any details about that here. No.
Is there maybe a mention of what country it was in? Free Marches, Ravane, Deventer?
Unfortunately, no.
Thank you.
From looking at the books, is there any like clue about origin, language, any sort of feeling from them?
The list of books, like I said, are just basic stuff about dragons that are very commonly available. But you do catch sight of one of the other artifacts, which is called non-translatable non-translatable. What do you call the tablets? Like non-translatable tablets, I think.
Indecipherable, or yeah.
Indecipherable tablets. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Do I get like a blood magic-y feel from any of them?
I don't think so. Not from.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Are they an ancient Tavine or something like that?
The what are
Tablets?
the list or the tablets don't specify what they are. They're just that they're
Oh, we're not seeing
indecipherable.
them?
It's just you're just looking at a list
Okay.
of inventory. You're just looking at an inventory list. I mean, if you want to ask them to show you the tablets, you could.
Where were these tablets stored, if you don't mind me asking?
She says, those particular ones, I believe they're the ones that are hanging just outside that wing over there, and she's gonna point.
Okay. I mean, we might as well just go take a peek, see if there's anything interesting about them. I know a few languages, but they've probably written in some sort of ancient language we have no idea about.
Can't
Maybe.
hurt to go and look, though.
Yeah.
Can't agree more to that, I guess. Maybe you can give us a hint where these maybe were covered at least. Maybe, just a wild guess.
Yeah. I'm gonna. When we're walking over there, Leon's gonna sort of hang back a little bit, and then when no one's paying enough attention, just sort of whisper at Pyrus. Hey, Pyrus.
Yes. Are we ready to start our lessons again?
Well, first of all, would you know if there's any books like you, or if there's any pages of you missing that could be stashed in other books?
Books like me? No. I am one of a kind, my dear boy.
Oh, yes, of course, but like brothers and sisters, or someone who's trying to make a knockoff copy of you?
Knockoff cop. Preposterous. No, I do not have any brothers or sisters. Books can't have brothers and sisters.
I mean, you could be made from the same cord.
I suppose that's true. I have none that I am aware of, at least.
Okay. Be able to sense it, maybe, if you were in proximity to someone like that.
I haven't got a clue.
Okay. Well, thanks, Pyrus. I'm sort of in a library full of books, so, you know.
Oh, well, you only need the one. That would be me.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Pyrus.
You guys will get to the tablets, and most of the tablets is like hieroglyphic-y. So you won't be able to decipher what the hieroglyphic diagrams mean. But the one of the prominent images on these tablets is that. And there are two things that are written on the tablets.
Oh.
At the very top, it's written in a language that you recognize is not common, but for some reason, you can read it. You can read this language, and you don't recall seeing this written language before, but somehow you can read it. And on the very top, it says Scaled Ones. And at the very bottom, it says the Chi Islands.
Is this some sort of map? The Chi Islands?
How do you spell that?
CHI, the Chi, CHI, and then islands.
Okay.
So,
Does the tablet look like a map, or?
No, the tablet doesn't look like a map. It mostly looks like
it's a picture of something, right? It's a picture of something, right? Or
It's a picture of the scaled one, right?
it's a picture of a scaled one, and it has scaled ones in the Chi Islands. You presume it could possibly be like not a street sign, but like a sign of this, like welcome to
Oh.
whatever, and yeah. But
Hi,
an ancient
guys.
version of a.
Islands northwest near Saharan or Saharan, maybe Parvolan. There's also some stuff here, but that's in the south. But
Or it could be off the map,
Could be.
Yeah, in the unknown territory.
going beyond Thedas.
Oh,
that's also in the direction of Tevinter and Amarin.
Well, also you got the western side, or the eastern side, sorry.
Hmm?
The eastern side, like there's like a large unknown border. No, not east, west, west.
here.
Over there and the other side where there's the Boreac Ocean, the large ocean, water.
Yeah.
Over near Ravane. Ravane, you see that large side edge? There's a lot of water.
Oh, this you mean?
Yep. All that is just unknown territories.
True.
So it could be anywhere really.
So it seems like we're here, and we're going in the opposite direction of the plot.
Yeah.
Seems to
Get
be.
blocked. Hmm.
But
Interesting.
Scaled ones. This is a little bit new.
I'm not the only one who can read that, right?
Is it related to our bug bites?
Or maybe.
Dragons have scales. Are these dragon people?
Why wouldn't they be Drakelings? Draconlings?
Dragonborn.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I mean,
I think Pasha is kind of looking. She's got that very familiar, annoyed look of something magical is occurring, and I don't like this.
Oh no. Well,
The librarian approaches you from behind and says, "Is there anything else I can help you all with?"
this. Oh, it must have been very heavy to move these tablets. Was there like an airship or something? A cart, maybe.
They had a cart, yes.
Okay. So it must not be too far away. Are there any islands nearby?
Islands? Not here near to Navara.
Also of note, there is the Arlathan Forest, which is right in northwest from Navara.
is that northeast?
This is west.
Oh,
Wait, no, isn't it?
No. Plus
No,
over there.
I am so dumb. Jeez. I'm dumb. Okay. Yeah.
Northwest leads to either Tevinter and Navara. Or no, Navara, sorry, Anderfels.
Anderfels. So never mind. We're sort of going in the right way. But yeah, I think you were talking about this.
Yeah, there's that and there's the other side. There's both sides in the water, but anyway, that's another time.
It could also be an island in the not water side, but like underground island or something.
Yeah.
Underground, that's what's
Maybe island refers to lakes or something.
possible. Well, we have this information, so we'll.
Yeah. Another thing to add to the quest log.
Journal
Leon, is there anything else you wanna? Leon, is there anything else you wanna learn about?
It seems like they've offloaded items to, well, pay for my birth or a house or something. Of things they no longer required, but it still seems a little weird that they just had some of these semi-relevant items to us. Were they trying to find something similar to?
Maybe they're trying to get rid of them. I don't know.
Do they have was there a journal that came with everything, or any handwritten notes?
Who are you asking that?
Sorry, the
librarian.
librarian. Yeah.
The librarian?
Mhm.
She said, "Journal notes? No, I don't think so.
Just random books, nothing written by hand.
Books and the tablets and the Draconis scroll case."
Okay.
Did you want to see the scroll case?
Yes, actually. Do you know where it is?
No.
I believe it's in this room back over here. She's gonna go over to the bookshelves. I think it's around here somewhere, unless it rolled away. So she's gonna start looking at the exact same bookshelf that you had pulled a scroll case from.
Yeah.
And she's gonna look and search and says, we might have misplaced it somewhere. I'm sorry, sir, I can't seem to find it right now.
Oh. Huh. Okay. Sorry to have bothered you. Thank you so much for the information.
I'll have to ask if someone else might know where it might have ended up. Maybe somebody had checked it out. I'm not sure. I'll have to look.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Let me know if you have any more questions, and she will go back to her desk.
As she leaves, I'm looking at Leon. Leon, remind me again, your parents were a type of Templars?
They were mages that were employed to do, well, different things. Fight in the army, go on adventures, heal. My dad was more of a wandering healer and doctor. Not too much unlike what we're doing right now, but...
What if, by any chance, your house was attacked with Templars, right?
What was that? Sorry, did not.
Was your house where you lived, you were attacked by Templars? Your family were?
We lived in the I got the name, the Tirchan Forest. Very quiet. No one really came to us. And, well, yeah.
Here's a possibility. Maybe they kept the journal of like what they found. Maybe. I imagine if you're going out on an expedition, you have to keep something, at least with you, unless you decide to sell it off again.
Yeah, we can try at the old family house. I don't know if it's still standing.
Or the Circle of Magi in Orlais. If the Templars might have taken the books, if they found anything, maybe. I'm just saying.
If they would have taken the books, they would probably not want me to have them in the end. You know, because Templars are very hush-hush about the arcane knowledge they find. Unless it's, proven inert. We could try.
I'm just saying it's a possibility. We might do it. What does the others think? Kind of look over at the rest of the party.
Well, not reasonable to let us look, but reasonable to check.
Yeah, I'll just have to go back into the circle. It'd be good to see some friends, but well, I'd rather not like to stay there long term. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are you all ready to go back? Nathan says as he finally reaches you guys, because Nathan and Darren was probably just looking around other parts of the library.
Yeah, we can. I think we're good here.
I think so.
I suppose so.
I did have one thing. Sorry. Did the librarian point out the dragon bust, or did she just say, "Oh, and there was a dragon bust"?
Yeah. Sorry, the dragon bust was another thing too. Yeah, she'll point at the dragon bust.
My question was is it a dragon bust, or does it look like the head of one of those scale ones? And it's kind of
Yeah, good question. Taking a very closer look at it, it does look more like the head of a scaled one than it does a dragon. Yes, that is correct. It does look more like a scaled one.
Knowledge get.
Nice, good thought. So
Thank
that
you.
means that these artifacts are scaled one artifacts, not dragon specifically artifacts.
Okay, so you guys will leave the library.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then what happens?
Back to the carnival. I think that's it for Navarra. I don't think we have much else.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You guys will go back to the Navarra, and there is going to be a knock on Russo's front door.
I'm gonna just slowly walk up to it and open it.
You open it, and there's a very fine dressed young man. He appears to be in, I don't know if this is the right term, like squire's outfit. And the gentleman looks at you and says, Mr. Russo Alred?
What do I owe the pleasure?
Yes, I have a message for you from Her Highness Queen Antonia. She says that she wishes an audience with you this afternoon at 4 p.m. sharp.
I would be most honored to grace our queen's presence.
Excellent. She also requests that everyone who assisted you in your case attend as well. She would appreciate them to see them.
I'll nod.
I'm going to say that by this point, is it kind of obvious that you're, like, packing a lot of stuff in your house? Just
I feel like you
curiosity?
would have seen like a few boxes and stuff like set up in the living room.
He looks over and says, having a yard sale, sir.
If only. Unfortunately, business is gonna take me away for a while.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I hope whatever challenges that brings to you, it will give you good promise.
Anything else, or was it just the queen beckons me?
He says, no, that is all. Thank you for your time, Mr. Russo, Mr. Alred.
Well, thank you for stopping by, and have a good one.
He will bow, and then he will, about face and walk off your property.
Time to crack a scroll.
Yeah. So, Leon, what are you going to... You're going to open up to pirates?
Well, I feel like since we don't want Pasha to know about this, we're gonna be like, we gotta go do research thing, and then Tyrion might like follow us or something.
What's going to happen is, if they're going to go do their own research, I'm going to be slowly following them sneakily.
Nice.
I have my
Go ahead.
suspicions.
Roll a stealth, Tyrion.
And
I will be
can't
very
see
surprised if you
beyond
fail
this.
this stealth.
And I'm going to say perception for the other two.
20
Oh,
before
no.
some point.
Yeah.
There's 100% no way I can ever make that.
Okay.
Unless you crit,
could-
like we
unless
gotta
you crit.
Nope.
Leon just cannot.
Leon almost trips, and I'm helping, like, make sure he doesn't trip over.
So, you three will go off. I'm going to say that Nathan will go to his wagon. Darren, however, will be left with Pasha. And Darren will say, so, this is the circus caravan. Where do you all stay? She asks.
Well, Tyrion and Leon stay in the medical bay. Detham stays with the tent. He likes his privacy. Rousseau and Balin are with Master Athon, and I'm with her merchant Narika. Oh, and Nathan is with the Broma brothers. I would not recommend going in there. They do havoc. And Rosie is with Mai and Ty.
She says, well, I suppose I should go speak with Master Ignaldo and see if there's a place I could bunk then.
She's standing quite awkwardly, like there's stuff she wants to say, but at the same time she's like, I don't know if I should. She starts messing with the front panel of her sari, and I don't know if you'd need it, but would you like me to put in a good word with Master Ignaldo, or are you...
I think a good word wouldn't hurt. Probably better coming from you than myself, a complete stranger.
To be perfectly honest, I haven't interacted with Master Ignaldo very much, so it may not actually be of any assistance, but...
Well, I can go and just let him know that I am quite a performer, and if Master Ignaldo is a showman, he probably will appreciate that.
He would. Just tell him how much you earned doing your last bit. He loves his money.
Indeed, as most showmen are. All right, allow me to introduce myself then to him.
And Pasha will nod, and she's gonna wait to see her go to Master Ignaldo. She's just gonna wait, and then I think Pasha is going to. She's gonna go to Master Athon's caravan because that's where they're keeping Valor. So
yeah,
go Valor.
Yeah, you'll go over to Master Athon's, and Master Athon is currently feeding Valor some raw meat, which Valor is lapping up, and he says, "You're back. How did the case go?"
The case went well. The aftermath has been tricky.
Oh?
Attempted murders, research. It's been confusing.
Well, it's definitely never boring with you lot.
A little bit of boredom can be good for the heart.
Rah! Valor makes a noise towards you. Looks happy, genuinely happy to see you.
Pasha will go and just stroking along her back, scratching between her wings where maybe she can't reach.
I think the girl is itching for a chance to stretch her wings again. She's been cooped up in this cage almost all day.
Later on tonight, when there are less likely to be people about.
Fair enough. She seems to take quite a liking to you.
I take quite a liking to her. She's beautiful.
If you don't mind me saying, I'd like to believe that most creatures, especially the particularly intelligent ones, have a tendency to have a good judge of character.
That is a very nice idea. I'm not sure if I necessarily agree. The animals where I come from aren't particularly intelligent, but if Valor sees something in me, then... And she scritches kind of Valor under the chin a little, I think.
I have to say that I'm very pleased that you have been taking very good care of her for the past few days. I've heard that you took her out for a ride as well the other night.
I did. Yes, it was wonderful. Being up among the clouds, it was so beautiful, and if I may be honest, it was rather addictive.
He kind of laughs slightly, and he says, "I can imagine. I have actually, to be honest, yet to mount her myself. I'd like to believe she would let me, but she still seems to favor you more than I, though I have been feeding her quite a bit." And at this point, Valor kind of squawks as acknowledgement and says, yeah, I'll give you that. The person who feeds me is important, as if Valor was saying.
Well, if you'd like, I could maybe give you a hand, give you some flying tips, the little I've done.
That would be appreciative, he says. I have had my fair share of mounting different animals, riding mostly horses, and not Hala, though. Hala's not to be ridden, but I haven't had much experience with such a magnificent creature as her.
And neither had I. Prior to meeting Valor, horses were as far as I went. If I'd have known that there was such a magnificent beast out in the world, but
He'll nod, and then he's gonna change the subject and say, "So where is your group off to next?" Master Agnaldo actually mentioned that he was interested in knowing.
I believe we're going to head down to Orlais.
Oh, I see.
If the group agrees on that, of course.
If we do, I don't suppose by any chance we would be passing by the Dales, would we?
We might. I'm not 100% sure. You have business there?
Not particularly. It's actually a silly reason that I asked. I was something that I heard as a little boy, stories. I don't know how much you know about the Dales, or about Dalish stories, at least.
And not much, I'm afraid. Your people don't typically travel to Parvolan.
I suppose not. Like I said, it's a silly reason, but one of the stories that I was told as a little boy was the legend of the Golden Hala. The Golden Hala is a, I guess, mystical beast that is said to live in the Dales and appears for the Dalish during times of need. As a child, I always was curious about traveling to the Dales and seeing if I could one day catch even a glimpse of the Golden Hala.
Well, if we pass through the Dales, then I see no harm in trying.
Perhaps, though, if you never see it, one could argue it's a good reason. It's a good thing, because that means there's no dire need for the Hala to appear. But still, again, it could just be a silly childhood story.
It is a double-edged sword. It's such a beautiful creature, but you need to be in peril to see it.
Yes, indeed.
I don't think that's silly, Beastmaster.
Well, thank you. Your words are very comforting, he says, and he gives Pasha a shy smile, a rather shy smile. He's not gonna continue the conversation unless Pasha says anything. I think he's gonna try to continue helping brush Valor a little bit.
I think Pasha's gonna try and help him out with that. She's, just the two of us together can get the job done quicker and all of this, and maybe see about getting Valor some fresh air for a little.
I think since you're spending more time with Athon, he's you'll probably have some continued chatting, and I'd like to think that you have a relatively pleasant conversation. I think that at some point, Beastmaster Athon will say, "So I've heard stories that the Grey Wardens partnered with Griffins quite often back in the day when they were still around."
I've heard that too. We found her with a bag that had a Grey Warden crest, but no information, sadly.
I did meet a few Grey Wardens once, briefly, while I was still with my clan up in the Donarchs. I believe they were from Weishaupt, if I remember correctly.
I did have a thought that maybe we should try and return Valor to Weishaupt. I mean, she is... I hate to call her property, but the Grey Wardens were the traditional owners of Griffins. It seems right to return her, but I would hate to see her caged.
I agree. I would hate to see her cage as well, and I suppose the decision isn't 100% mine, but he'll drift off a little bit at that. Not that my opinion really matters in that.
Of course it matters, Athon. You're the Beastmaster after all.
He'll chuckle a little bit, and he says, "Well, as a Beastmaster, I am here to tend to the animals, take care of the animals, make sure that they are happy while they're here. I don't have as much say or power as far as what their ultimate ownership is beyond their stay here at the circus, or for that matter, how they will be treated if, for whatever reason, they leave our care."
Mm. Do you think that Master Ignaldo will try and include Valor in some type of act? When we brought her down from the mountain, I could see the sovereign signs in his eyes.
I'm sure he's going to continue trying to convince you all of allowing Valor to make a public debut. But having said that, don't misunderstand me. Master Ignaldo is a good man. He always wants to make sure that everyone in the circus, including the beasts and animals, are happy, and that we do whatever we can to make the conditions for them comfortable as possible. So I don't think that he plans to exploit Valor in any way. He just likes to take advantage of making an extra sovereign here and there when he can, which I suppose as a businessman is par for the course, so I can't blame him for that.
It is comforting, that. Thank you, Athon.
Of course. You're very easy to talk to. I don't know if anyone's told you that.
No, I have never been accused of being easy to talk to, but thank you. I think
Good.
most people tend to find me, what is the word I'm looking for? Pushy, I think.
Really? I don't think I noticed that at all. Well, you should speak more often, he says. Your voice is pleasant.
Thank you. It's a habit. In the Qun, we the Qun values mastery above all things, and to not know a language perfectly is quite shameful. It encourages you to be quiet.
I was encouraged to be quiet in my clan as well, and let's just say it led me to part ways. We didn't see eye to eye on some things, and I spoke up about some things I disagreed with, and in the end it was not... I couldn't stay.
Might I ask what the things you disagreed with were?
Well, do you remember those Grey Wardens that I mentioned that I had met?
Yes, I do.
The short answer is that they were wandering through the Dawn Arcs, and my people felt that they were trespassing. There was a bit of an argument. It got almost violent. And they are not particularly fond of what you would call shems. Let's put it that way. So I had spoken up about how they treated people who went through our woods, and they understandably explained that they are very protective of their territory because well, because of history. Let's put it that way. Out of necessity, they have to be very territorial and very overprotective sometimes and make measures that I didn't always agree with. But it just, to me, it felt like, as he was looking, and he glances over at the animals in the card, and he says, to me, it just felt like we caged ourselves by cutting ourselves off from the rest of the world. We may think that we are free out in the woods away from the oppression, but are we really, though? And such things that I said didn't go very well to our elders.
I can imagine. But I think there is truth in your words. If you cage your mind, then will you ever truly be free?
That's very profound, he says.
Thank you.
He'll smile again.
I think they...
And they'll continue. Yeah, they'll continue. All right. So we'll just, put that on a shelf for the time being. And we'll move on. So...
Part going with the wink, wink, nudge, nudge, ship, ship.
I tend to open the door, and it's up to you if you want to walk through it or keep walking by. It's up to you. You decide. But the door seems to have swung quite open right there. So, and Athon is age appropriate. Just putting it out there, very age appropriate.
Yes.
So,
Old people romance, yeah.
Right. I was like, notice I said age appropriate. I didn't say old. I said age appropriate. So, meanwhile, Tyrion is going off and watching what exactly do Darethim and Leon do when they're alone together.
Oh, scandalous.
Yes.
Tyrion is just like, Leon, don't you betray me.
My heart.
So I'd kind of look around. Seems as good a place as any. So what does Pyrrhus say?
Well, yeah, I guess, yeah. Whew. Well, here we go. He pulls out the scroll, puts it down on the ground, pulls out Pyrrhus, puts it next to the scroll, and be like, "Hey, Pyrrhus, you ready to work your magic again?"
Yes. Are you?
I mean, we might as well get it over with. Oh,
all
this
right.
is also a good time to test out. He also pulls out like the new staff.
Right.
Ah, perfect, he says. Excellent. That will do nicely for today's lesson. So, first, sneak into Pasha's wagon, hit her over the head with the thing.
Pyrrhus, we've been over this.
I thought he said he was ready to work his magics.
Pyrrhus!
Isn't that what this is? Yeah, Terry, you heard everything that he said.
So I have a curious question. Where are they? Did they go to which area did they
I'm
go?
assuming Darethim.
We're
Did you go to
outside the
Darethim's?
caravan area. We've gone off into the woods.
Okay, gone off
Yeah,
into the
woods.
I'm behind
Yeah.
the tree.
So
All
you're
right, so you're behind
you,
a tree.
You see us in a tiny little clearing, like you've laid it on some stone or whatever. And there's a third voice, and there's no one in sight.
Continue on. I'm not nothing for now.
Yes, you hear a third voice that's just said something about bashing Pasha on the back of her head and dragging her somewhere.
Pyrrhus, we've been very clear about this. No sacrifices, okay?
And every good person has friends or assistants to help them, and we don't go killing people we like, like friends and assistants.
Well, excuse me, I assume that's why we all snuck out here in the middle of the woods, so that nobody would be able to see or hear what we're up to.
There's no... Yes!
Yes, but, for other, less murdery.
Do you know what the blood magic seal on this scroll case is?
Oh, blood magic seal. Let's see. His face pops out through the book again, like the contours of the face. And when the face turns towards the scroll, he says, "Oh dear. Ah. So I have good news and bad news.
I'm going to guess the good news is it can be broken. The bad news is it's going to use up all my blood, right?
Well, yes. So, when you have that sort of seal on this specific scroll, it's blood magic that is meant to be specifically powerful, such that the person, in order to unlock the seal, you technically need to be using the same blood as the person who sealed it in the first place. Otherwise, it's going to be extremely, extremely challenging to unlock if you don't use the same blood.
That's very convenient. Yes.
Well, this
His
was...
parents sealed this.
It was
Claire and David did.
created by them, not necessarily sealed by them.
Ah,
You know, we had a pretty good hunch that it would be me.
Where did you find this scroll case then? I don't recognize it myself.
They found in the library.
Oh, no.
I step out from behind the tree,
Oh.
my hand literally over my blades.
Leon.
You two, or should I say three, got lots of explaining to do right now.
So when Leon hears a voice from literally behind him, he whips around with his staff drawn, ready
James
to...
hears him as well. He whips around.
Pyrrhus immediately shuts himself, and then he drops to the ground, looking like a normal book.
Hey,
Tyrion, how much
Tyrion.
exactly did you hear?
Up to the point where you're going to explain to him about the case where you got it.
Oh,
Oh,
Nelly.
So I know. So the jig is up.
At least.
You two got lots of explaining to do. And so I was a little bit right then that you, Leon, you literally lost 3/4 of your blood.
For a good cause, but yes, yeah.
Why? Why are you just risking your own life to get us to where we are? I understand all of them are doing well, but you're risking your own damn life for this.
Well, to be fair, it's not really worth much, but I mean, we're doing what we can to help, and blood magic is not so nice. So,
Yeah, I know. I'm from Taventa. What do you expect? I came from there. But magic is a thing I've seen many times. I know and I know a little bit about the dangers of what you can do, and not the whole spiritual thing. It's more your own life. You're using your own blood. So what? Not necessarily killing yourself, but bleeding yourself out to do all your magic. To do
Tyrion,
all.
would you rather he bleeds someone else? Considering the fact that he's a new blood mage, he's been quite good about his morals and about keeping himself in check.
Morals, I understand. I understand he's doing it for the good cause. It's just he's risking his own life for all of this, and he's already lost quite a lot of blood from the last time I saw.
I can take care of myself. I've been by myself for long enough. I know how to lay low and heal myself back up, but yes, blood magic is risky, but that's why you need someone to guide you, and you don't go hurting someone else. This blood magic is out there, and I'd rather someone else not stumble into it.
Okay, so let me just get this straight. You are learning blood magic from what I'm going to presume probably Daretham and whatever that talking book is. And yes, I heard you talking, Mr. Book.
I just like to state officially that I am not a blood mage.
I give like Daretham like the tilted like.
I'm not.
Yeah, I've never even seen you bleed, so you can't be a blood mage, right?
Exactly.
So am I going to take a guess that you probably learned it from what? You've learned it from your masters back?
The
the
book
Book.
sort of picks up the cookbook. It says how to cook a real good herring pie.
Okay.
I mean, yes, blood magic is dangerous, and as the circle has not taught me enough, it can be used for some awful things. But within just this past week, we've encountered it locking down the Griffin. We've encountered it with the Archon. We've encountered it with this seal. If I don't learn it, we will encounter something that we cannot handle, and it'll drain us.
Okay. I only have then. No, this is impossible. I can't. I have many questions, but one just begs me to. I need to answer. Why? Why just start picking up blood? It can't be for the reason that you're doing this for just us. There has to be something else.
Well, this book originally did belong to my parents. And, well, before they died, they gave it to me. I don't know, maybe to continue their legacy, maybe to hide some sort of secret, but they were good people. They were not evil blood mages who killed others, who sacrificed blood, who knows what for arcane power. They were good people. They donated things to the museum. We were in the woods. We were not bothering anyone. But they had this book. They had the scroll. They had all sorts of things, and I'm just trying to figure out why.
And the only way you can see the why is by learning blood magic yourself. Is that really the best thing you can say?
I mean, what other option do I have? I mean, the only way to get closer to the flame is to burn yourself.
It just...
Or to rid yourself in ice, so that way you're not burned and you're properly prepared.
It's just... If you're trying to get closer to your parents, why are you...
Tyrion, if you had only a single option to reconnect with your mother, would you take it?
Tyrion just kind of is quiet. I already am.
This is Leon's choice. And the best thing that
No.
I and now you can do is to guide him and make sure he keeps his head on his shoulders and doesn't listen to the fucking maniacal fucking book that wants to sacrifice Pasha.
Excuse me! All of a sudden the book becomes animated. I have been patiently waiting while all of you have been slandering me left and right. I would like to say that I have been contributing very positively to this team since day one, including
agree.
right now.
I
Quickly.
agree.
Quickly, like a throwing knife comes up from Tyrion's hand, but just holds it like
But-
reflex.
No sacrifices.
Oh, no sacrifices.
At most, a volunteer if fucking everyone consents and there is no other option.
And no death, please.
Yes, also no death. That would be nice.
Well, right now, we could do a favor to young Tyrion because he's put himself into a very sticky situation.
We're not
So
wa-
maybe
we're
if
not
we
Say
were
one more word, this knife goes through you. I say to the book.
He has very good aim. I'd listen to him.
And my hands are like on you, so please, I'd like to keep them.
He's not saying anything.
I'm gonna slowly put the book back down on the thing. Okay, Tyrion, let's put down the knife. Pyrus has been very good and very helpful, and yeah. And the only thing I have left with my parents, so don't ruin this for me.
I just stowed a knife. All right, you can speak again if you want. Whatever your name is, Pyrus.
That'll be Master Pyrus to you.
To me,
No.
it's just Pyrus.
Well, we'll work on that.
I've already had one master. I don't want a second one again. Thank you very much.
Fine. Very well. Start on the wrong foot, why don't you? See if I care. In fact, I think that perhaps Mr. Bunn might also like to be introduced to you as well.
Oh,
He happens to be my pal, my best friend,
He's
who
your
would
nemesis.
protect me.
Shush.
Shush. He is a very powerful telepathic bunny, way more powerful than I am.
The whole time I'm just going,
well, you see, Mr. Bunn has to keep you in check. I know you and your dark powers are going to run rampant if Mr. Bunn does not keep you in check, so...
I've been behaving. I didn't sacrifice anyone yet.
But you
Oh,
thought
yeah.
about it, and that means you were thinking about misbehaving. And Mr.
I
Bunn
thought
knew that,
about
how
it.
we knew.
Oh. People think about misbehaving all the time. We shouldn't be punished just for thinking it.
No, but, Mr. Bunn's there to keep an eye on your thoughts as well. He is a telepathic rabbit, so,
Okay. I
just lean over to Tyr and I go,
Just go with it.
So very powerful bunny is the next. Anyway, look, fine. Look, as much as the problem isn't that to me. So the problem isn't that I say blood magic is bad. As you say, it depends on the hand user. That much I can respect. I'm a doctor that knows how to heal people, and apparently I can also stab them quite well. I know that, but it's just. There's just some risks you have to watch out. That's all I'll say. And if you've got people who can take care of that, then there's nothing I guess I can stop. And you have your own choice. You have your own free will. It's yours. I can't stop that.
I
Now,
do
there's two
have to...
people who know about his choice, and one of them much better at healing than the other.
If it bothers you that much, then we can simply just wipe your memory clean.
Pyrus, shut the fuck up.
I'm just trying to help.
That's really not helping.
I do have to thank you, Tyrion, for your discretion in this matter and your concern over our well-being.
I kind of chuckle a little bit and I say, okay. I will not mention anything that you two are practicing blood magic with a book and just learning how stuff like that, or it's just you, whatever.
I'm not. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I understand. But if someone asks me, I'm not the best of liars, and I don't like to do it. But I'll make sure I won't question whatever you do or whatever. If you need my help, I'm around. I'll respect whatever decision you want to make. But do know, one mistaken, revealing that you're using blood magic, you know how that can turn out.
Yes, very well. I lived in the Templar Circle for many years.
And I don't think I can protect you with understandable good reasons.
I don't think anyone can save me from a Templar raid, but here we are, stepping into who knows what.
That's all my questions.
You're gonna hear. I think that Tyrion will not be able to hear this. Well, go roll a perception hearing.
Gotcha.
Go ahead, Tyrion. But I'm gonna say that Pyrus is gonna mumble something soft enough that he's not intending for Tyrion to hear it.
12?
Okay, you're not gonna hear this.
Okay.
Pyrus is gonna mumble. And I thought you all said that Tyrion was the nice one.
can I flick Pyrus? Just flick the book?
Yes, you can.
I do.
Hey,
Okay.
do you want my help or not tonight?
Please, it would bring me much peace of mind.
Well, like I said, good news for you. If this indeed was sealed by your parents, then it doesn't require nearly as much blood at all.
Oh, is it going to be a half or a fourth or?
Out of character, it's going to be 20%.
Oh, okay.
Out of character, 20% of your health. So, Pyrus will walk you through the steps, and Tyrion is just going to watch this, I guess.
Yep, he kind of gave his word, and he
All right.
it's freedom of choice. It's his choice. He's
All right. Tyrion is going to watch as the young Leon, impressionable Leon, is going to
Stab himself.
slit himself and conduct this blood ritual. Go ahead and use a blood magic check.
And you said
please.
the staff gives me +2 to it?
Yeah.
Or-
Leon.
Yes,
In front
correct.
of Leon's display, he just sees the words, Tyrion will remember this.
Oh no.
And Leon's got this staff that it looks very like shady.
Yeah, very
Like,
shady.
it doesn't
was-
look like a good staff.
Yeah.
So 17 for that.
Yeah,
17.
all right. So yeah, you will be able to easily remove the seals from the scroll case, and the scroll case pops open. So, it has two things. One is a map of a set of 7 islands. Surprise, surprise.
Hmm.
And the islands are as follows. I'll try to put this onto your handouts when I get a chance to get a nice image of it. But it says on the map, the Isles of Chi at the top. And the labels are everything written on this map is written in a language that is not common, but it's the same language that the tablets were written in. But somehow you're able to read them. The Island of Scales, Muladhara. The Island of Wings, Swadhisthana. The Island of Might, Manipura. The Island of Heart, Anahata. The Island of Breath, Vishuddha. The Island of Mind, Anja. And the Island of Soul, Sahasrara. Sahasrara. Sorry,
You
Sahasrara.
provide spellings of all the weird ass names.
I will, yes, I will, like I said, I'll give you a handout, like, after the fact. Thank you very much to Gremlin Mike for helping me with all this lore.
Ooh.
Hooray!
Gremlin Mike has
Yeah.
been helping me with
Thank you,
Hey.
thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Gremlin Mike.
Thank
for
you,
helping
Mike.
out with this.
Thanks,
Can't
Mike.
wait to meet you when we head over to the islands.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that'll be a thing.
It's gonna be a thing.
know.
It's gonna be a thing.
Wow.
So there's that map. The other thing is a parchment that is written not in your parents' handwriting, but it looks like it's fading away, but you can still, again, read it despite the fact that it is in a different language. And the notes, it's basically some notes, and the gist of the note says that the scaled ones, are adept at the chi, or the energy of the world. They sense chi like a song. This gives some scaled ones the natural, quote-unquote, calling ability that allows them to communicate to each other via the chi, or the energy around the world. This allowed them to use the powers of chi around them to create certain powerful effects. It is for this reason that chi, in the strictest sense, is not considered traditional magic, because it does not require you to tap into the fade or use mana, which is normally what you associate magic with. It is a power source completely separate from the energy of the world itself. It is said that when the scaled ones reach alignment, they ascend into dragons.
Oh. Is this where the dragons come from?
The old gods.
That's what the notes claim, at least.
It also said that they could communicate with each other over distance. Maybe we could try that out? Because we've already heard the singing, right?
Yes. This calling.
Probably.
You two would be able to notice that when he says the word calling, it like he stutters a little bit before saying it.
Well, maybe we have to get more dragons, maybe, to learn about this. Or we have to head to the islands. I don't know.
But, question. If we reach alignment, would we ascend into dragons? Or were we essentially killing other folk then? Who ascended?
Maybe, but why us? Still the
And-
question.
And there's
Yeah.
7 islands, but we only have 5. We're missing Scales and Wing.
Maybe there's 2 more out there.
We should probably talk to the other party after I clean myself up a little bit.
Let me help you with that. And I take out my bandages and I stitch the wound.
I've also got it, but blood loss cannot be healed that well.
Can be
Magic
sealed,
or-
though.
Yeah.
Leon,
yeah.
just let me handle this.